She's a diamond. She's a diamond girl. She's a diamond. Diamond, diamond, diamond.
Hi YouTube, it's Princess Diamond. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be doing some boho knotless braids using only human hair, so no synthetic braiding hair will be used for this style. And the hair that I'm working with is from QVR, which is the Queen Virgin Remy Hair brand. They sent me 4 bundles of their Kinky Curly bulk hair. Each bundle is 22 inches long, but I did extend these braids. This comes in the color P4/27. What I like about it is that, as you can see, they separated these colors so that if you wanted to braid them separately, you can do so without a hassle. Like if you wanted to do the color 4 on the bottom and the 27 on the top, or however you wanted to separate these, you can do so without a hassle, because I have worked with these 2 colors before, but the 2 colors came clumped together, so you had to be very particular in separating them. So this just made it a little bit easier. And yes, you guys do see my model, or my client, prepping her own hair. If you're new to the channel, this is my little cousin, so I did put her to work this time. If it was just a regular client, I would not have them prepping their own hair, but these are the perks of getting your hair done for the free. As far as sectioning, I parted the back section from ear to ear, and then that back section I did 3 rows. If you're wanting a more in-depth tutorial or explanation of how I usually part, check out this video where I do go more into details on that. When working with bulk hair, since the ends are blunt, I start out with 3 pieces, and these are like my anchor braids, and this is just going to make sure that I have long enough piece for each strand when I'm braiding. And then I'll go in and add strands or pieces of hair to thicken it up if I need to, or add the strands of hair that will be left out. So in the back, I did start leaving out several pieces, as I thought this was going to be a more fuller look. At least that's what I was going for, until I realized that I was going to be running out of hair. So as I got towards the top, I stopped leaving out so many pieces of the hair. So as you guys can see, we are now 3 pieces in that I left out, and we're still leaving out some more pieces on this one braid. And also, because I was leaving out so many pieces on each braid, these pieces were more closer together. But again, when I got to the top, I did not leave out as many pieces, so the pieces were a little bit more spread out. Also, because of the length that I was going for and the actual length of the hair, I did have to use more pieces of the hair to extend these braids, meaning make them longer, so that way they weren't so short. They still would have looked absolutely fine and cute had I not extended it, but we were going for a more longer look. This hair comes with 66 grams of hair in each bundle, and I think we would have been fine if we would have had 5 bundles instead of 4 bundles. For this hair, you really gotta trust the process and wait until the final result to see it through and see how really nice and pretty it is. Because I'm not even gonna hold y'all, as I was braiding, I was a little worried, just because these curls are tighter curls. Again, this is Kinky Curly hair, so they kind of resemble like jerry curls. These are not loose wave or water wave curls. And so with that being said, as I was braiding this, the hair is very fluffy, like very full, and I knew it was not something that I was going to leave as is. I knew I was going to have to dip these in hot water just to kind of lay the hair down. I did do a test strand dipping these in hot water just to see how they would hold up. They held up perfectly, so I knew that we would be good to dip these in hot water. With that being said, if you've worked with human hair, with curly human hair before, you know that once you dip them in hot water, they're not going to be as the hair is not going to be as big or as full, because the water weight is going to hold it down. And so if I want a certain fullness for these braids, I had to put a lot of pieces, because in the end, the curls were going to lay down more, not necessarily mess up the curls or ruin the curls, but they were just not going to look as full, like as it looks right now, which is exactly what we were going for. So I made them fuller than I want them in the end, if that makes sense. I don't know how else to explain that. So the reason why I'm putting so many pieces is because I know that it's full right now, but once I dip it in hot water, that fullness is going to go down a little bit, but I still want the end result to be a little bit more full and not so thin. But at this point, I kind of already realized that if I kept putting the amount of curly pieces left out, I was eventually going to run out of hair. So I went down to only leaving out, I believe at this point it was like 4 pieces that were left out, which 4 is fine for this look. It'll still give you a really good amount of fullness and thickness. So I went down to doing only, or leaving only 4 pieces left out of each braid. I would suggest for this hair, don't leave anything less than 4 pieces out of each braid. And then I'm just showing you guys here how I'm knotting the ends to secure them, because I am leaving the ends of these curly. So I just usually knot 3 to 4 times, no less than 3 times, to get a good secure knot so that way they don't unravel. Okay, now I have to say with this hair, this is the perfect hair to do boho knotless braids if you're wanting to dip all of the hair in hot water. I say that because I have never worked with a human hair brand or a human hair like curl pattern that held up so well after it was dipped in hot water. Usually it looks better before it's dipped in hot water, and then sometimes, you know, certain brands, they hold up okay once it's dipped in hot water, but then again, like I was explaining earlier, they kind of like lay a little bit flatter or whatever. But these did so much better after they were dipped in hot water that unless you just don't specifically want this curl pattern, I would highly recommend trying this hair, especially if you are, or if you like, or if you are going to be dipping your boho braids in hot water. They're gonna hold up so good. You just want to make sure that as you're putting in your curly pieces, that you're braiding in a good length of these curly pieces, so that way when you do dip them, or even later on, your curly pieces are not going to shed or fall out so easily. So just make sure as you're braiding that you have a good amount braided in. I would say at least braid down 3 inches of those blunt ends into the braid. If you've made it this far, please keep on watching until I've dipped these in hot water to see the final result, because I promise these are so pretty once they're dipped. Like I said in the beginning, you just gotta trust the process for these braids. All of the details to this hair, or the link to this hair, will be down in the description below. Again, this is from QVR. This is the color P4/27. I used 4 bundles. Each bundle is 66 grams of hair. I could have used 5. I could have also made 4 work if I would have known. As far as my parting, or as far as like the sizing goes, I did do 3 rows behind her ear and then 5 rows above her ear. So I did do 8 rows total. Almost can't do math. 8 rows total. Now this is after the hair has been dipped in hot water, and as you can see, the hair has laid down a lot, but it is still nice and full, right? Like, this is just so pretty. I love the color combination together. You guys, when I was doing this, not gonna lie, I was a little stressed, but once we dipped these, I was so relieved and so satisfied, so happy. She, of course, loved it as well. I think they just look so pretty, and I love the fullness of it. I don't think it's too thin. Like I said, I usually worry about the hair thinning out a little bit once it's dipped in hot water, or the curl pattern messing up. But as you guys can see, it's still pretty nice and curly. It's still pretty nice and full, and it's just really nice. I really liked it. If you liked it as well, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. It really does help the channel out. And also don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave some comments down below. I hope you guys enjoy the video. I do also have a lot of other videos and tutorials, so if you're wanting something a little bit more explained that I didn't go into, I probably already have a video. So drop a comment below and I can guide you in the right direction or to the right video that'll help you with a more in-depth tutorial. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys be blessed, stay protected, and stay filled with love and peace.